What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. It is your boy ChrisLeeTV here, back with another video. As you can see by this title, this video will be about the changes to the FMCSA, how they're not going to be putting in the rules. I had talked about this in another video, February 7th of 2020. They were supposed to be putting in new rules with the new curriculum to get your CDL, making it more, I guess, harder to get your CDL. There'll be more education involved to, I guess, limit or increase the number of like safe drivers or stuff like that. So in some recent articles that came out, one by Landline, I will link both articles in the description. One's by Landline, and then the other one is by Logistics Management. So in the Landline article, they briefly touched that this was 30 years kind of in the making. So what halted kind of everything from proceeding was that there was not an agreement between the state and the federal regulations or regulators. They couldn't get everything, I guess, lined up. So it kind of stopped this whole thing from being implemented on February 7th. In the video I made before, I talked about how it would be harder to get your CDL in 2020. That no longer applies. So that makes that video now kind of null and void. This was for Class A and Class B CDLs to drive trucks and or buses. So the additional curriculum segments would have included like hazmat and all stuff like that. But like I said, due to the regulators being unable to like agree on the terms, now that's being pushed back for another 2 years, I believe is what it said in Landline magazine. I have not read the other article. I'm gonna go ahead and read this other article and let you know what I think about that. All right, so I'm back with the Logistics Management article, and the sun is going down a little bit. So this is the Logistics Management article. I'm gonna also link that down in my description. So this article kind of says the same stuff. What kind of stood out to me on this article by Logistics Management was how they say that this is like a quality thing, right? They are saying that right now some of these schools aren't producing quality drivers, and some of these states are dragging their feet because they're like, the schools are like CDL mills or whatever. They're just like sending out drivers to help with the driver shortage, because there's already been talk of driver shortages. So they're saying that some of these CDL the states are dragging their feet, and some of the schools aren't training their drivers properly. But it's still like a money thing, right? You get in as many students as you can, you charge them, you get them out on the road, you know what I'm saying? You've already collected your bag, and then now they're out to figure it out. You know, they're kind of left at, well, I wasn't kind of taught this, and I don't know that. And then that's when safety becomes a huge issue, because you have these massive vehicles, 80,000 pounds or close to it, on the road with someone behind the wheel who wasn't properly trained. I can say that I do know that that's real out here, like drivers not being properly trained. You see so many memes of different companies, or some of the same companies over and over in those memes, where there's been like some type of accident. So with this new rule, they're hoping to limit that. But like I said, also in this article, they're talking about like how there's currently estimated by the American Trucking Association at 60,000 drivers. There's a shortage of 60,000 drivers in the industry. So like I said in the first video, first off, they crack down on the schools, so they can't shove out more drivers. They can't, you know, keep trying to get more money off these, like just making money off people's heads, right? The more heads in, the more money. So those heads, it goes from one amount to a lesser amount, so they're making less money. That's gonna kind of like pinch the shortage even more. So if it's not a bad thing what they're trying to do. It's really smart. You want the safest drivers out, but on the other hand, you have people who are greedy, and they want as many drivers as they can get. So they don't care what, if you can, you know, speak English, walk, talk, ride, or crawl, right? They want to get you in their school, and they want to get paid to do the training or subpar training that they're doing, and keep putting these drivers out here. So also in this article, they're talking about the FMCSA regulations coming down the pike. One of the other regulations that is currently coming down is this thing. It's called the National Drug Clearinghouse. So what that is, and I haven't talked about it on my channel yet, but I will, because I think it kind of plays into some of the things I've talked about in other videos about getting your CDL, the drug test for CDL, like how to pass any CDL drug test. If you haven't watched that video, I will also link that in the description, but it has that video kind of ties into this article, because they're saying that those two regulations are coming down the FMCSA, like they're up to be new regulations in the industry. So the one we're talking about already is the new like mandatory classes. And then the clearinghouse. So what that is the National Drug Clearinghouse is a database for the FMCSA to track all drivers who are failing their drug test. So you'll be put into a database, and then like all the companies will have access to that database, and whether you passed or failed any drug test, if you fail the drug test, then you're in the database, and that can hinder you from being hired and put back in the truck. It also increases the amount of drug tests that you have to take, because since you've tested positive for substance, then they're going to keep testing you to make sure that you're not testing positive, and you're going to keep trying to get a job. If you test positive, you're not going to get a job. Don't test positive, you take more, you know what I'm saying? They're going to make sure that you're being safe behind this wheel, because now you're in that database. Now you're kind of a target, right? You've set yourself up. So mainly this article is about, you know what I'm saying, those two things, about the FMCSA wanting more safety in the industry, and how other entities like OIDA are agreeing that these new safety regulations should be a part of the industry. They will be a part of the industry. It's just going to take more time, even though it's been already some years where like the states federally they've been ready, but the states are some of the states are dragging their feet. So that's what's holding this whole thing up. But it's not like it's not going to come. I think this is going to come. It's actually a good thing. Like I said before, it's a good thing, but it's going to take some time. So what do you do until then, right? So I think we have maybe like 2 more years is what it's saying in this article on logistics management. It's saying we have like maybe two or three more years until this is implemented, before all the states get on one accord, where state and federally everybody will understand that there is a new safety regulation with these new drivers. Everybody's taught on the same curriculum. It won't be hours based. It will be like you have to take a test. You have to take these like so many tests, like before you even get behind the wheel. You have to take so many tests before you get behind the wheel. And then when you get behind the wheel for like your driving training, like you have, I think, more tests for that. And if you want to get like your hazmat, you'll have like more tests for that as well. Like, so I think I said like it's a 22 quizzes or something like that. I said it in the other video. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch it, like I said before. But there will be like so many more tests that you have to take to now get the CDL, get the hazmat, get all the training before you can even get behind the wheel. It's not a bad thing. Like I said, it's going to increase safety, and it's all about I think the most important thing out here is safety. But if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Also, what are your thoughts on this? Please go ahead and drop a comment on the new regulations that are coming to trucking with the driver training rule, and also the National Drug Clearinghouse database, where you will be put in a database if you fail a drug test. If you test positive, you will be put in the database. Let me know your thoughts on that. It is your boy Chris Lee, signing out. Deuces.